Hello. Hello, everybody. My little friend here. I didn't realize that, I didn't realize how jealous a semi-feral cat could be. How jealous, how irritated, and that he holds a grudge. What you think? What you think, huh? No. Look, we're just waiting for everyone to join. Are you gonna be happy? He really is. He's so mad at me because of Mercury, because Mercury is here, the new cat. And I just did not realize how a semi-feral cat was just very territorial and upset. He's very upset with me. And he is showing it, man. He is actually just ignore. Do you see? He's ignoring me. I don't think he's interrupted my work, but maybe once this week. Do you know how weird that is? He's usually interrupting my work hourly. He's very angry with me. You're such a good boy, though. Okay, well, let's get started. So I want to talk about reading for yourself. This is really not, for me, it's not an easy thing to do. Doing readings for myself is very hard because I get tied up in what I want, what I want to happen, and to be honest with you, and don't step on the computer. Okay. I do this with people that I'm really attached to. So I try really hard not to step in and do readings for my family or and this is a challenge too because I do a lot of readings for my friends because they call, and it's really hard to it's hard to do readings for people that you're attached to because you also want to see a certain outcome. So for me, reading for my clients that I have an attachment to is challenging, but also being attached to them helps me connect with them a bit stronger. So it's a double-edged sword here, but reading for yourself is always challenging. At least for me. At least for me, it is always challenging. So I don't really read for myself very often. There's a few of these decks, and I want to talk to you about decks or different tools that I use because these are dice, or special decks, or even a game. This is a game that I will use when I'm trying to figure something out for myself, because generally I will go to a couple of people that I trust and I'll be like, I'm dealing with some stuff. I can't figure this out. And, I'm looking for advice that makes sense to me, and it doesn't always, it doesn't always make sense to, excuse me, whatever friend I've been to see. Wow, that went down the wrong way. That was awesome. I'm doing real good tonight. But I want to give you guys a couple of tips that I have found that help me to at least pull a card for myself and to work my way out of a situation. Now, some of these things it's going to sound a little crazy, okay? I know, what a shocker. But the thing is, like, a few years ago when I was really dealing with a lot of turmoil, and I was like, I I can see this being a good thing. I can see this being a positive thing. I know this is a good move. Why isn't it working? What is going on? And I kept pulling cards that said it was going to work out. It was going to work out. The thing that was like triggering me to think that I was looking at it wrong, and I was kind of looking at it wrong, was that it was going to work out, but not in the way that I planned. See, that's the kicker. Is like a lot of these things when I pull a card for myself or I try to do a spread for myself. And here's the other thing. When I do a spread for myself or I do card readings for myself, I write them down. I feel like there's a delay on here. This is really weird. When I am doing a card reading for myself, I always write it down. I write down the cards that I pull. I write down the questions that I asked, and I always write down the date. Because obviously I'm trying to figure out a problem, and it's gotten bad enough for me to sit down and say, I'm so entrenched in this problem, I can no longer figure it out. Show me what I need to do. So I'll pull cards and ask like all these different questions. I'll like try to tap in. And when it's giving me answers that I think I'm like, okay, so I'm going in the right direction. I might be going in the right direction. Okay. But it may not be it may not turn out, or it may take some detours that are unexpected to me. Hey, Kelsey. And that's the hard thing. And I talked to a client today that I had to say the same thing to. I said, look, I don't know if I'm not seeing this because I'm not supposed to tell you, or if I'm not seeing it because there's no clarity here, because there's no answer. So I said, you have to keep going in the direction that you're going, though. Okay. I think I'm done with the coughing. I think I'm done with choking on like a live show here. I mean, just swallow the water wrong. Okay, it is blue water, but you know, it's important to have a little flavor in your life, right? So sometimes we're not meant to see how we're supposed to get there, but we're just supposed to know that it's going to be okay, or this is the outcome if we stay on this path. And God, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm trying not to cough in your ear. On Facebook channels and YouTube, I'm sorry. That being said, sometimes we're not meant to see. So this is how I start off when I'm pulling cards for myself. If I'm doing a full spread, I will say, do I need to stay on this path? Do I need to continue down this path? And if I'm getting a resounding yes, I'm like, okay, all right. Is this going to work out the way I thought it was? Usually there's a big no there. Usually I get something like the Tower card. That's always fun, right? Or the Death card. Where you have to just let everything go and let the old go and let the new come in. Those are, again, like challenging cards for me, because I like to know what's going to happen. I like to see the plan, but they don't always show that to me, and they don't always show it to me when I'm reading for clients. What they will do is they will give me they'll give me answers like, this is probably not a good idea that they go down this path. What's the percentage? There's a 19% chance that they'll be successful if they go down this path. But if they go down this path, there's a 63% chance that they're going to be successful. Which path would you choose? One sounds like an uphill battle, right? And the other one sounds like there's still going to be challenges, but you're going to get what you want in the end. So that's what I have worked out for myself. That's how I go through some of these lessons, I guess we could call them. Using my pendulum, I love to use the pendulum. Okay. I use a pendulum all the time for other people. When I try to use it for myself, I'm always afraid that I'm the one moving it. So this is a difficult one because, again, I've seen the percentages come up. Is there a percent that this is going to work out? Is there a percent that this is going to happen, or this dream of mine is going to take place, or whatever? Because that's what I ask when I ask my pendulum questions. And I also use this wonderful thing that I know I've shown to you guys before. This is a wonderful thing to use when you're using your pendulum. There are many different kinds of these. It doesn't have to be this exact one, but it's really, really fantastic. And here, I'll just show you right now. Something that I know is not I'm about to press the wrong button. This is great. Okay, something that I know is not emphatically true here. So I'll just ask something. Okay, so you hold your pendulum over it. Let the pendulum sort of see what it is. One of my friends, years and years ago, she taught me that you need to say no, show it what no is, and then show it what yes is. This is how she did it. Okay. Then I had another friend that said you just hold it over it and let the pendulum get to know it. I like programming the pendulum. I mean, it's to me, it seems a little safer. But let's just ask the pendulum. And what you want to do is anchor your arm. So you see my elbow? It's anchored right here. And I just hold it dead center. See, every little body movement, I don't know if you can see it, every little body movement makes it move. Even breathing, to be honest with you. Okay, so when it gets to a good stopping place, I'm going to ask the question. Okay, it's barely moving, but it's moving into maybe. This is, for me, this is hard for me to do for myself because I'm afraid that I'm the one, switching it up. The Astro dice, a little bit different because you're literally just throwing dice, right? And I think this is why, one of my friends who I read for, when she pulls cards, she only pulls the jumping out cards. She shuffles and shuffles and shuffles, and she only takes any cards that jump out. I mean, that's definitely an answer, especially when you're reading for yourself. So with the Astro dice, this is easy for me. Okay, although I threw this one weird. This is easy for me because this is non-negotiable. Okay, so we've got Libra, Leo, and the number 1 here. And in these, it's the first house, the sign of Libra, and I'm sorry, that's incorrect. This is North Node. I don't know why I said Leo. This is North Node. So when you look at when you start reading the examples, like, because I have like a whole sheet of like rules on these dice, I just look it up straight away and go, okay, so what is this? North Node, the ultimate present life lessons. Let me try that again. The ultimate present life lessons are meant to be learned, your soul purpose, fate, karmic path towards fulfillment. Okay, so what's getting me towards fulfillment? Libra. Being charming, peaceful, diplomatic, easygoing, harmonious, artistic, intelligent, beautiful, friendly, indecisive. Oh, that's me. And being thoughtful. Okay, that works. And it's in the first house. The first house is about self, personal life, appearance, independence, individuality, new beginnings, attitude, identity. So that can answer a lot for me. And I'm not like using as much intuition with it. So this is a really fantastic tool to use. But if you don't have the Astro dice, and you do have a pendulum, gun it up. Well, hello, Becky, Gypsy Soul Surfer. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about our friend Doreen Virtue because we talked about her so much last week. But she had this wonderful deck. It was just a few cards. This is like the entire deck of cards right here. And it was like connecting with your angels. It was like a whole kit. And every now and then I'll just like shuffle these up because there's so few cards. I'll just shuffle them up and be like, okay, like, am I on the right path? Am I on the path to a success? Okay, and then I get family. Your family members are safe, loved, and protected by the angels, because a lot of success to me means making sure that my family is okay. So that does make me feel better. So just pulling one card, like out of this deck or out of this deck, because this is a deck that I also read the book. I don't read the book for most of the decks that I use, but look at this. This is very, very, like, it's just very basic. It's just one word. So I do absolutely, when I pull one card for myself, and that's the thing, is that when I'm reading for myself, like if I do a huge spread, sometimes that's more confusing. It really is, because my ego wants to get in it and pick out all the things that make it happen the way I want it to. You see what I'm saying? And so then I just read the book. I read the book that has to do with these cards. The other decks that I read the book on, when I've just pulled like one card for myself, are Moonology. I read the book on these cards even when I pull them for, I usually do this for numerology a few times a year. I'll pull a Moonology card, especially during eclipse seasons. I read from the book on this, because this book is chock full of information. I mean, seriously, it's awesome. The energy oracle cards, because again, it's just basically one word answers, or one word cards. See, door to value. Okay, what means a lot to me is 31, because I'm numbers, I'm a numerology girl. But I'll look at this and then I just open the book up and I just sit down and read it and like see if that really helps me through my dilemma. Okay, so I know I'm getting through all of the card decks, Mouse is still staring at me. He's still mad, y'all. This is the best card deck for pulling a card if you just need like what crystal should I carry around today, or what should I be looking at, or what should I focus on. And I think these are really great as giveaways too. I like these cards because they give you a lot of the information that's in this deck, which, by the way, written by the same lady. This deck has just a shitload of information in it. But these cards are like very succinct, and they're really great to give away. So when you want to like give them away to people, or if you're at a psychic fair and you're doing readings, this is something that you could give away to people. Clear quartz, clarity. I have clarity in all aspects of my life. So this would have been something, and here's a picture of the clear quartz on the back. This is something that I would carry around with me all day. So I have just been known to just close my eyes, spread them out, and just like choose one. Oh, shungite. Got some of that here too. Shungite. I practice the art of discipline, and it brings freedom to my soul. Maybe I need to carry this card with me. If I don't have that crystal, maybe I need to carry this card with me. And maybe that helps me answer my question. I have a very hard time reading for myself. It is very challenging, but I have friends that do it every day. They get up in the morning, they like go through their meditation practice. They have their cup of coffee, maybe they do yoga or whatever, go for a run, and then they sit down and they do an entire spread for themselves to see how their day is going to go. Not me. That's not what I do. If I want to see how the energy of the day is going to go, I go to Caroline Miss's archetype cards. Now, Caroline Miss, these are freaking awesome. I've had these cards for, I don't know, like 7 or so years. And I got them from a friend of mine. And I think these are so wonderful. I could do an entire hour on the archetype cards. So when I do this for the archetype cards, I will pull a card and just be like, what kind of energy am I really dealing with today? And then here is a blank one. So does that mean I'm probably not coming into contact with a lot of people, or am I withdrawn? I have gotten a blank card like this before when I've been sort of like pulled back, like I pulled my energy in really tight. And as an empath, I think you guys know, like, you can pick up a lot of information out there from a lot of people, but if you're in a busy place, like it's Christmas time, right? So guess what the stores look like? They're pretty crazy, right? Even the grocery store. I mean, Sam's. Oh, it's insane. So maybe I'm pulling my energy back and I'm really not coming into too much like close contact with anybody except for myself and my family. It could also mean that it just cleared myself. So here's one that's slave light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. The shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority. I don't like that. Out of fear of making your own choices. That's something that I think we've all done. And we've been like when somebody says, where do you want to eat? And there's something that you're really craving, but you're afraid to tell them that you're really craving like a steak, or you're really craving like a salad. And you just don't want them to say, oh my gosh, you're a meat eater. Oh my gosh, you're a vegan, whatever. And so you just go, no, just whatever. I'm okay. I'm okay. And you don't speak up. That's giving away. That's giving away your power. And that's not where any of us, excuse me. And that's not where any of us need to be. I mean, my son was sick last week, and I'm not sick. I'm not. I've been using a lot of On Guard. In fact, this is an On Guard lozenge, but I have been a little congested. The Manuka honey has been helping, and the Breathe essential oils. Yeah, I'm good. So that's what I like to do when I look at the archetype cards. I like to really sit back and see what kind of energy am I coming into contact with today. And if I'm having a hard time, like at a time when work was very difficult for me, I sat back and I was like, how is this going to go today? And I would pull an archetype card and see what it was going to be like, not necessarily for me, but the energy around me. And that helped me to make some decisions. Okay. All right. You know, I get that, Becky, that being a sporadic reader, it's not, I don't recommend reading for yourself, but it's because I can't. Well, no, it's because I don't like to. I start reading for myself and I'm like reading into it, going, but this could mean. No, when I'm reading for like Kelsey or Becky, or if I'm reading for, I don't know, you know, Karen, when I'm reading for these people, I know definitively when I pull that card what it means, because all these cards, even the tarot, there's slightly different versions. I mean, think about it. Okay, the four of swords. The Four of Swords could mean resting between battles. It could mean like trying to recoup or trying to like take a breather, during like a really hard time, or it could just mean calling a truce on something. And that could be you calling a truce on with the argument that you're having with yourself. It could be you calling a truce with the government, like if you're having issues with the city or the county or your best friend or your mom. You don't know. You just don't know. But it could be a lot of different things. I don't know why my microphone keeps slipping. This is crazy. I thought it was Mouse, but it's not Mouse because he hadn't been in my lap for a minute. I can, but I always ask the questions that I've been told by my guides to be patient for the results. And they don't like to cooperate. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're internally hearing like this may not be the thing for you, or you need to just move on or something like that, and you're constantly pulling cards about it, your guides are going to get a little sense of humor there, and they may spice it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to show you is this game, the Goddess Guidance game. Now, this is pretty interesting, okay? And again, it's not really what you think, okay? So you roll the dice. Woo! Are you kidding me? Okay, I've lost one. Hang on. I need a light. I mean, this is just fantastic. I'm so entertaining. I mean, so this is truly a fun game. And again, I could do a whole show on this. In fact, I have done a whole show on this. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got 3 different colors dice. I've got 9, 2, and 5. So with this game, what you're looking for is the top one. This, my head, goes with this color dice because it corresponds with the letters. The heart corresponds with this, and my home corresponds with this. I can't believe those lined up so perfectly. This is awesome. So what you do is so much fun. So you go to the 9th one here. Here we go. All right, so the 9th one on this is Lakshmi. The 2nd one on this is Aphrodite. And then you go to the 5th one on this one, which is Freya. Okay, so then you read the passage for Lakshmi, Aphrodite, and Freya. And it's really, really interesting, like how it would answer your question. This is the goddess of wisdom, and this says think honestly. This is the goddess of affection, and this is feel peaceful. And this is the goddess of leadership, and this is lead the way. So this is I like to play this game because, again, it's really definitive. Like I can't screw this up too much with my ego and be like, well, let me just read into that. Do you really need to read into that? Because like for Lakshmi, it says, my head is crowned by the violet halo of illumination and a jewel-like flower whose petals are open to catch pearls of wisdom that fall like dew. I am positive that my honest desire to know and speak the truth produces beneficial results. Know that any philosophy of life is useless unless clarified and put into practice. This is funny because this is actually something that I've been struggling with because I have taken on like some extra responsibilities that are not mine, and it's thrown my game off. Like it's thrown me off my game with my own business. It's thrown me off of my game with like my commitment to to myself and what I've been doing. So this is a struggle for me, is like putting things into practice. Know that any philosophy of life is useless unless clarified and put into practice. To discover what you really believe, be honest with yourself and others. Demand equal directness from all. With an open mind, unclouded by emotional reactions, we can listen and learn from many points of view. Assess the situation without regret or criticism, and you will reach your goal. A positive outlook attracts good fortune. Thoughts of failure are distracting. An open mind enables you to see career opportunities others would miss. The enlightened call this luck. Now, here's what I love about this, is that this is exactly addressing something that I have not been wanting to address. All right. I have taken on responsibilities that do not belong on me. I've taken on other people's stuff, and I have all of a sudden run out of time for my personal goals, my personal projects, those kind of things. And what happens when I talk to my clients, I am telling them, you need to focus on you. You cannot give from an empty cup. What am I doing? I have drained myself dry and I have nothing else to give to myself. I have nothing else to give to my projects and my business. Does that make sense? Because I'm helping other people with theirs. So, I know. So this is what I'm talking about. This addresses it to me. And I can't sway this. This is, as everybody likes to use in the vernacular, this is what it is. And I love this game. You know what? I think that we should play this game on here one night. I mean, some of these passages are quite long, but I think that it's a very interesting. I think it's a very interesting take. The last time I played this game on the live show, it was a hit. Everybody really liked it, but I'm going to leave this out because I feel like I need to read this for myself. But if you guys find this out anywhere, okay, it's called the Goddess Guide Me um game, and it's really, really cool. And this is something that I do to help me read for myself, to help me look at myself with a different aspect. Becky, I'm down with this. We need to do this together. I love it. I love it. So I have just been introduced to these beautiful cards because these just came in the mail to me as a gift. Would you look at this? These are so beautiful. And this is another deck that I think would be fantastic for pulling just one card. Okay, they're upside down. The Lion, leadership, for pulling just one card and just saying, okay, let's see what you got to say. Like, what do I need to do about this leadership? You know? There it is. Be bold and take a position of leadership. People need you. Well, the first thing that a leader needs to do is like accept responsibility and then delegate. Again, things that I'm not doing. The spirit of the lion as the ruler of the animals is certainly the perfect example of leadership. It is roaring into your reading to tell you that you can now take a leadership position too. But don't be mystified by the fierce and the wild nature of the lion. A real leader is not a mere dictator imposing views on others, but a real leader is a central point, a coordinator, a facilitator who understands the strengths and weaknesses of everyone. Yes, a real leader can assign roles depending on the skills of each individual, allowing everyone to express their unique talents. This is really great. This is really great. Wow. We can make a mandala guide me game. Oh, Becky, I like where you're at with that. I like that. Okay. I'll just, we'll just let the cat out of the bag here. Becky and I, Gypsy Soul Surfer, have been working on a deck of cards. Becky did the hardest part. She did the most beautiful artwork, and we have a wonderful selection of cards, which she doesn't realize that I changed it from 44 to 65 because there was just so many pieces of her artwork that I felt like I couldn't leave out. So we now have a 65 card deck coming to you soon. And I say soon because it's been a little bit more challenging than I thought making a card deck. And again, I should have gone to school for some sort of information technology or something with computers instead of biology and chemistry. I missed my calling here. But Becky, seriously, Gypsy Soul Surfer is her handle on Facebook and YouTube, and she has some gorgeous, gorgeous mandalas, and they're so they're just so inspiring. And I'm telling you this because she helped me to heal my throat chakra last year by making a mandala of blue with my picture. And it focused on my throat chakra, and it was wonderful, and it was great. And this is something that we've been working on for a while. And so now it's just down to now seriously, it's just down to positioning and putting it in there. It's entertaining, is what it is. But those will be coming to you guys soon, definitely in 2024. So they're awesome. They're awesome. And we've called ourselves the Gypsy and the Witch. Isn't that fun? Here is another deck of cards that I want to show you guys that that is, I think, really, really great for pulling a one-carder. Oh, well, one fell out. How about that? Reach for the Stars. These are sort of old cards, and they were brought into a bookstore that I used to work at, and they were brought in used. These were printed in 1990, and I love these cards. So Reach for the Stars. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. It feels like it should be in the R's, but I'm not seeing it. Seriously, where is it? Oh, it's an angel. Ha! Okay. All right. So here is this one, Reach for the Stars. And see, it's quite a long little passage. But if this is the card that I'm pulling for myself for that day, this is not bad. This is not bad. This is the angel. This angel is the spirit of adventure. She says, be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. Yes, you can. When all the world says, don't be ridiculous. Oh, yeah. This is awesome. These are the kinds of things that sometimes I just have to, I just have to pull a card for myself. Now, I still, because I'm a glutton for punishment, I will do an entire spread for myself. And again, I just want you guys to understand that even when I'm doing my own sign, when I do the weekly zodiac or I'm doing the numerology for the month, when I do the weekly zodiac, it's really hard when I get to my signs because I have to essentially pull my energy out, because I'm afraid that I'm going to be reading into it. And so I focus on another Virgo. I focus on many other Virgos. And I'll just be like, okay, let's see what this says. Let's see what this is. And that's what I do. Sometimes, this is like this with any reading that I do. Sometimes when I'm just, when I'm doing the reading, sometimes just getting a warning is enough for me to make sure that that thing doesn't happen, that thing never happens, that bad thing that I see coming on the horizon. Sometimes just getting the warning is like that. Like, I do have a client that I was talking to her, and I was like, do you have a Google Voice number? And she goes, no, but I can get one. And I said, yeah, I think you need to get a Google Voice number. And as soon as she did that and she started contacting me through that phone number, the thing that I saw happening went away. And it's because she took precautions. She took the precautions. She heeded the advice. So once she did that, it was like, oh, okay. So now we're not like, that's not a worry anymore. That's not a concern, because it was like taken care of. Do you see what I'm saying? So sometimes just like when I say, you know, I'll talk to Dr. Seuss and I'll be like, you know, we need to get the tires checked, or we need to do this. And he's like, no, the tires are fine. They don't need to be checked. Well, we go get the tires checked and it heads off something that could have happened. It takes that worry away, or it takes that like thing that your guides were trying to plant in your head. It takes it away. I don't know why my microphone keeps slipping down. It's so weird. I don't know if it's just not wanting to clamp on my shirt or something. So, but anyway, so when I pull cards for myself and I do the traditional thing, I try to do it without looking, because any energy that I put in is like, oh my gosh, I'm putting that energy in. Like I just think things are in the shitter or things are really, really bad right now. I will put that energy in there whether I mean to or not. Like I'm really hoping for something good to happen, but I just secretly keep going, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. And I'll do the spread. And of course, that's the energy that comes out. So clearing your energy when you're doing a card reading for yourself is imperative. It is absolutely imperative. And more, I think you should look at the situation and not necessarily just focus on your emotions in that, because we are definitely attached to ourselves. And that's why it's so hard for me to read for myself. It's sometimes very hard for me to read for people that I'm very attached to. So a lot of my clients that I'm attached to, and I do get attached to my clients, y'all. I really do. I mean, I'm attached to y'all. And some of you I've never met face to face, you know? But see, it's like crazy. But when I'm trying to read for somebody, having an emotional attachment is not, it's not helpful. You have to let that emotional attachment go. You have to pull back emotionally, and you just have to say, I just need to know about the situation. I just need to know about the situation. And look at this situation. So this situation for me, and just like looking at this, hard work. But is it just hard work? No. Look at what she's doing. She's juggling a lot. She's multitasking here. She's burning a green candle and she's multitasking. She's got books over here. She's like, maybe she's making a brew over here. She's got plants in front of her. This is hard work, but she's multitasking. And she's manifesting some money, essentially. She's manifesting knowledge. She's manifesting money. She's bringing this in. The Emperor could be several things. It could be you are dealing with a male authority that you're unhappy with, or you're coming up against a male authority that is challenging, or you need to be the authority in your own life. You need to be in command of your life and your time. The Queen of Wands, oh, this one's easy. She's looking for something solid. She's looking for something solid that she can count on, but she is bold and she is assertive. Ooh. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is not just about romance, but it can be about romance. So this is an exchange of energy. This is an exchange of energy. This is an exchange of ideas. This is an exchange of passion. This is an exchange, and creating something different together in that exchange. Oh, this is good. And the Death card, what did I tell you? What did I tell you about the Death card? You have to let go of maybe the old mind frame, the old mindset, the old way of thinking, and let something new come into you. And this holds me up every time. So when you start looking at these cards and you're just like trying to apply it to yourself, when you get emotional, when you get an emotional attachment, you're just like, this could be very, very different. So when you're reading for yourself, you need to pull back emotionally a little bit. You need to detach from the situation emotionally and say, what do I need to know about the situation? Like, what do I need to do? How do I need to further myself? Thank you, Tomomi. Yes, it is me. As I said when I was doing the dice thing, yes, it's because I've taken on responsibilities that were not mine. I've taken on extra responsibilities that I shouldn't have, and now I'm in it, and it's hard to get out of it, you know? So it's okay. This is okay. But this is also like sort of sharing with me maybe how I need to get out of it and how I need to work on things for myself. Because again, It's like I tell my clients, you cannot give from an empty cup. So if you're not taking care of yourself, you don't have anything to give to anyone else. And that's something that one of the first things said is that, I need to practice. I need to practice what I preach, right? See? Okay. Kelsey says she needs to figure out how to get unstuck. It's easy to read for somebody else. I'm going to just do that right now because I'm curious, Kelsey. I think I've got the Pisces reading tomorrow. I think the mutable signs. I think I'm doing mutable signs tomorrow. And that's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. What do you think, Mouse? Oh, he's so mad at me. I just didn't know that he was going to be this jealous over another cat. Okay, I'm having a serious hot flash, so we got to turn this heat off. Woo! And me, last but not least. Okay, Kelsey, hang on. You know what? I don't think I cleared them. And, I'm going to do the Astro dice for you too, because I'm really curious. Really curious. You guys, last week I gave y'all the examples of the most Pisces that ever was. And we also have the most Sagittarius Sag that ever was in the chat. Both. Yeah. I love this. I think I need to do Gypsy Soul Surfer's chart. And I will tell you, when I get really attached to my clients and it gets really hard for me to read, I go straight to their chart. I go straight to their chart and just go, okay, what do we got here? Like, let's just break this down. And that has helped me enormously, like when I do readings for people. Oh, Kelsey. Oh, Kelsey. Kelsey, you are living a dichotomy. I have, Becky. Okay, I just couldn't remember. Kelsey, you are just living a dichotomy. You know what you want and you're trying to attract it, but something's been taken from you before. So you're afraid to really attract it in because you've lost something that you've really wanted before. Then you're completely supported by spirit. You know which way you want to go. You know, like, which way you're being pointed. You've got good intuition. You've got great personal power. You've got a lot of inner strength here, but then you won't actually make the decision. You won't actually make the decision. What we've got here is just like a complete, like, it's like a seesaw, or it's like a tug of war. Oh my gosh, you are just living in a tug of war. It's like you're just going, oh my gosh. It's like spirit is going, we're lining things up. We're trying to bring it in for you. But you feel like you've lost something, or you feel like something's been taken away from you before that you really wanted. So now you're just like, if I want it too much, like, I'm not going to get it. And they're just like, they're at odds with each other. Like, what you're really wanting to draw in is like something's being pulled. I just keep seeing it's like two ends of a magnet. It's like repelling each other. So then we go to where spirit wants you to see that you are, like, you have, oh, no. They want you to work on your solar plexus chakra. This card highlights the solar plexus chakra. You are completely supported. You are incredibly connected to spirit. You have this wonderful, wonderful solar plexus chakra. Let's clear it. Let's clear it. Because that's inner strength, personal power, and intuition, like all in one. And this card says you are being completely supported. You are supported. Let's work on that solar plexus chakra so that when you do come to decisions, that you will actually not decisions, crossroads. When you're at a crossroads and you're just like, I don't know which way to go, I don't know what to do, this is going to give you the direction. Is going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to do this. And Spirit's like, yeah, go, go, go. Because this is the thing. When we're at a crossroads, Kelsey, this is the thing. Look at what's going on behind this woman. Do you see this path and this path and this path and this path? I'm going to give you a hint here. They all have light on them. They all have light on them, Kelsey. There's not really a wrong decision. There might be some decisions that are better for you right now. You know, maybe you don't want to put the cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying? But there may be some decisions that are better for you now, but you're thinking long term too. You're worrying a lot. You're worrying a lot, which is making it difficult for you to really use that strength that you have to really make a decision. And I'm telling you, they want you to have it. They want you to manifest your dreams. The Sun card is about manifesting your dreams. It is about manifesting your dreams. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is a mandala that Becky has that's going to be able to help you, and I don't know which one it is. And I feel like it does have to do with releasing like emotional, like that emotional pain, like releasing it from. It's like releasing it from your subconscious, because there are things that trigger you, and I feel like you just may not know exactly why. But I think one of her mandalas would help you big time. And I want to, let's just see what the Astro dice say too. Okay, we've got 4, so we're in the 4th house. Sagittarius and Venus. Okay, let's just take a gander. Okay, 4th house is, parents or guardians, roots, family, domestic matters, real estate, inheritance, emotions, foundations, mother, children, women, and femininity. Okay, hang on. Then we also have Sagittarius, which is adventure, optimism, excess, expansion, truth-seeking, ambitious, lucky, moral, open-minded, enthusiastic, versatile, intelligence, restless, feeling disrespected or disrespectful, a philosopher, wanderer, student, scholar, energetic, and can be hasty. And let's see what the planet is. Venus. Love, relationships, attraction, art, harmony, pleasure, finances, attractiveness, yes, sensuality, comfort, peace, balance, femininity again. Oh, I really got to put my glasses on. It governs the kidneys, bladder, and lymphatic system. Okay. this is dealing with the emotional pain is going to put you in a different adventure. It's going to put you in a different space. And I think that it's very hard for you because you feel like dealing with this is going to take you out of harmony and it's going to be painful. And honestly, it is. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a little painful, but in the long term, it's actually not. In the short term, it's going to be like ripping that Band-Aid right off. Oh, screw that. You've had tons of surgeries recently. So you have these surgeries, Kelsey, and it hurts initially and it hurts as you're healing from it. But in the long run, it's going to make you better. It's going to make you more mobile, right? And, that's funny because I think Tomomi started, and I wanted to know how that went, Tomomi. She started her physical therapy today. You have mono? Kelsey. Oh my gosh. You're just getting smacked with it all over the place. I think the only way that you're really going to find peace and balance and be able to attract in what you want is to come to terms with some of this emotional stuff. And you're a Pisces for Christmas sake, Kelsey. It's not easy to deal with our own emotions. But Spirit is they're trying to direct you to a place where you're manifesting your dreams, where they're showing you this is manifesting your dreams. Oh my gosh, 7 months in a 7-year. I wonder if you're reaching like a climax here. This is interesting. Okay. I am going to stepping out from your comfort zone is always hard. Yes, Tomomi, you're right. It does suck. It does. Sorry, mouse is moving my camera. Okay. Is Kelsey on the right track for healing? Yes. You're on the right track for healing, Kelsey. You are. I'm going to talk to Becky and see what kind of mandala that she can come up with for you and maybe send it to you through Facebook. These are honestly a lot more powerful than I ever would have expected. I was so shocked because she did this mandala for me and I used it on and off for several months. And when I used it, it was like she sent me the images of me with that energy on it. And then she kept creating it until it got into the mandala. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I'm always wanting to try new things. And I was just like, wow. And it helped me heal my throat chakra. I don't think I've lost my voice since then. I mean, I've gotten coughs because I have asthma and I've gotten coughs, but the thing is, I haven't lost my voice like I did at that time because last fall, I must have lost my voice like 3 times in just a couple of months. It was bad. It was ugly. Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. Wait, where did Tomomi go? I thought she was just here. Well, I just saw her comments and now they're gone. Okay. all of my Facebook comments are gone. No, there it is. Yes, once you do, you'll get used to it. You're right, Tomomi. You're right. Once you get into that healing and you step outside of your comfort zone, you do. It does get easier. It does get better. That is awesome. That is awesome. I really do think this is incredible. But as an example, do you guys see how much easier that is to read for somebody else than to do it for yourself? It's challenging. And the best thing that I can tell you is if you are doing a card reading for yourself, to pull back emotionally. Don't try to read the cards while you're crying. I've done it. It's not advisable. If you are reading for somebody that you have an emotional attachment to, what I do is I read their chart. I go straight to their chart because the chart is non-negotiable. I mean, it really isn't. The transits are there, their natal sign, everything, that's there. It's done. So it's non-negotiable. Their numerology also, it doesn't change. You know, your numerology is your numerology. So it doesn't change. That's how I pull back and say, okay, how do I do this? Because I get attached to people very quickly. And like I said, I'm attached to people in the chat. So it is hard for me to do readings for myself. And it's hard for me to do readings for people that I'm attached to. So the way that I have learned how to do this is to pull back emotionally. Because as an empath, I really want to get in there and I want to make everything okay and I want to make everything happy and glorious. And that's not always the answer. It's not. So pulling back emotionally is a great way to do this. And that's challenging sometimes because pulling back emotionally just to take a look at the cards for yourself or just pulling one card a day for yourself and just being like, is this going to happen? You know, and oh my gosh, what an emotional card. The King of Cups? Are you kidding me? The King of Emotion? Yeah. So that's why I have a tendency to like play the little game, roll the dice. I'll pull, again, Carolyn Miss's archetype cards are awesome and amazing. Because again, this isn't pull any punches. And not a lot of interpretation, you know? So that's the great thing is that when you're trying to read for yourself, there's a lot of things that are like up for interpretation. But I choose to go the route of not looking like at the things that can be interpreted differently. And when I'm looking at my own chart and I see transits happening, there's a little bit of leeway there with interpretation. But you know, when Venus is in this sign or in this sign, either she's happy in that sign or she's not. Is she connected to Mars? Is she connected to Pluto? Like, what's going on with Venus? You know, that's where you start to really see the nitty gritty. And that's kind of black and white. So that's what I like. All right. So tell me, I pick one card from several decks for myself and I need to start doing it again. Oh, you know what? Tomomi and I have in common here. And Becky, I really, really appreciate if you could make one for Kelsey. It is a portal to healing. It is. But these cards here that I use every week in the every week when I do the zodiac readings for the new moon and the full moon, these cards, the Aroma Heal deck, these are fantastic for pulling one a day because they just have so much information on them. You don't have to read a book, but this is why I pulled these cards for the advice cards on my my monthly readings for the new moon and the full moon. And, I pull them and I'm just like, okay, yeah. So that's why I pull these as advice cards, okay? I often get the two same meanings of cards. Yes, that's a good point. So Tomomi has a good idea here. She picks one card from several decks. That's a fantastic idea. And that's what I do in the advice cards when I pull for the numerology or I pull for the zodiac readings that I do. I pull the advice cards right at the end and I pull one card from 3 different decks for the zodiac readings, and I pull one card from 2 different decks for the numerology. And it's just to sort of like pull things together and help you to see which direction you need to go. That's a wonderful idea, is pulling one card from several different decks for yourself. And if you do that, you could pull one card from the tarot deck, one card from an oracle deck, like Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors, and one card from the archetype, or maybe the Aroma Heal cards, the essential oil deck. You pull one card from things that mean a lot to you and see where you end up. I mean, it definitely could work. And I think that is definitely a good answer for trying to do readings for yourself. Trying to do readings for yourself is really challenging because none of us want to be self-critical unless you do have a lot of Virgo in your chart. And then, our cup runneth over with self-criticism. And it runs over into being critical of everybody else. That's not a good look. It's really not. I know. All right. Well, I am going to put these cards up. And I'm going to start with my reading stuff again tomorrow. So tomorrow, I think I am doing the mutable signs. So hopefully I will have the full moon in Cancer, which is on the 26th. I will have those readings posted this weekend. And I'm telling you, I'm so excited about this full moon in Cancer. It's one that I actually look forward to every year because the moon rules Cancer. So we're all going to be super emotional. And it's happening the day after Christmas. Isn't that great? Yeah. So I'm not going to do a show on the 26th. Everybody have a great holiday if you celebrate. But the full moon in Cancer is an emotional time. So if you're feeling emotional, go to a group on Facebook, the Developing Empath. It's my group. And if you say, Jennifer, let me in, I'm from your live show, I'll let you into the group. But I'm very selective about who I let into this group because I don't want to let in somebody that is looking for another group member to attack them. And yes, that has happened. It's a very small group. It's a very quiet group. And you can also join Becky's group on YouTube, on Facebook. It's called Gypsy Soul Surfer, and it is fantastic. And there's a lot of action going on in that group. And it's a really awesome group, and there's a lot of healing going on there. So if you are feeling super emotional, check out one of these groups. Happy Solstice. Oh my gosh. Yes, Solstice. I know, solstice. I'm sorry, Mouse. I'm sorry. Solstice is just is coming up day after tomorrow. No, the 22nd. 22nd. I'm thinking it's the 20th already. And Becky made a Yule log. She'll be burning it on the 21st. Love that. I guess my hard months will be over soon. Tomomi, yes. Let's get that. Let's get it together. You and Kelsey both. Because Tomomi keeps injuring herself, and Kelsey keeps having surgeries. So we're gonna get healed here. But the two of you are definitely on my healing list that I light candles for all the time. And you know, you can really tell that there's a lot going on right now because my list of people that I'm lighting candles for or that I'm putting out energy for is getting longer. I mean, longer. And it's the 21st. Yes. Solstice is the 21st. The sun goes into Capricorn. The moon is going into Taurus. I gotta put my glasses on. We've got some good stuff happening that day. We've got some interesting stuff happening that day. Venus is opposing Uranus. Mercury is, oh crap, hang on. There is some interesting stuff going on that day. Dang it. Let's just consult my notes. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so Venus is in opposition to Uranus. That makes us moody and impulsive. Mercury is sextile to Saturn. This is a good time to plan ahead. While Mars is quincunx to Uranus, and that's going to make us feel impulsive. So we've got a lot of like push and pull here. And on the 23rd, Mercury goes back into Sagittarius. So it's going to be even more impulsive. So it's going to be fun. Remember, if you guys are feeling super emotional around this full moon in Cancer, which it is, could be a very emotional time for some of us, but it's also a wonderful, wonderful moon. The moon is very, very strong during its full moon in Cancer time. It can also open you up. Do you know what I'm saying? It can really open up your intuition. So if you're feeling like you need to connect with somebody, Gypsy Soul Surfer, fantastic group on Facebook. You can join my Developing Empath group, and I will only let you in if you tell me that you heard it on the live show, okay? I'm very picky about this group. I know, I don't get to do a lot with it, but I'm very picky about the group. A friend of mine, I can't wait to talk about this more. A friend of mine has a new podcast that she's starting in January. Very excited about that. Can't wait to talk about that. And don't forget to check out the Beautiful Witches website. Carrie Rodriguez has some awesome and amazing stuff. Thank you again for letting me stream to your platform on Facebook, Carrie. And don't forget to check out her website. It's thebeautifulwitch.com. It's freaking awesome. La Hermosa Bruja. All right, you guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We're all going to get through this holiday mess together. It's a very interesting time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, we had holiday parties at my kids' school today. They are officially out of school. That's amazing. Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. We will all see each other again in 2024. And don't forget to watch your monthly numerology. I have some stuff coming up for 2024 because 2024 is a 44-8 year. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I saw that, Becky. I saw that. It's going to be great. All right, you guys, have an awesome, awesome holiday. All right. Touch base on Facebook and some of these groups. If you're looking for some connection, we'll be here for you. And until we see each other again, what are y'all going to do? Get out there and make your magic. Bye.